I'll just be very vulnerable here. A lot of times when I tell people about the Simmons Empowerment Foundation and our vision for our foundation, and that is to have a home for unwed teen moms while empowering them through pre and postnatal health education, job skills training, and coaching. I know that's huge, right? And so a lot of times people immediately think that my connection to this work or the reason why I'm doing it is because I was a teen mom. And now, I want to help other teen moms. That's not the case. That's not the case at all. In fact, between me and you, I don't have any children. I've never been pregnant. I don't know what it's like, to give birth, to carry a baby inside of me and, to take care of the baby and watch the baby grow and get up in the middle of the night. I have no experience whatsoever in that at all. My connection to my foundation is that I know the pain of regret. Now, I understand that there are innumerable reasons why teen moms become teen moms. And I'm not throwing shade or casting judgment or anything like that. That's not what this is today. But I know the pain of regret. I remember waking up from a surgery in the year 2000, and I'm pausing. And for those of you that are listening, I'm pausing not because I don't know what to say. I'm pausing because trying to get it out. So I remember waking up from a surgery. I believe it was in October or November of the year 2000 because I was very, very sick. And I had some medical issues that could not be ignored. I had to make a decision. I had to decide, what I was going to do because doing nothing was not an option. I was just that sick. So I chose to have surgery that left me unable to have children. And I remember waking up from the surgery that night, heavily sedated, feeling like an entire pallet of bricks were laying on top of me, couldn't move. But to this day, 23 years later, I still remember my very first thought that night. And that thought was, oh my God, what have I done? That thought kind of haunts me even today because I feel like, I'm a preacher. I've been preaching faith for years. Like I said, I've been in ministry over 30 years and I've been preaching faith. And sorry for you hearing me sniffle, but I preach faith. This is what I do. This is what I've been doing for so many decades. I preach faith and I believe God and all this and all that, woohoo. But in my moment of crisis, I didn't approach it with faith. I approached it with logic and what seemed to be the right thing to do. Nobody in my circle introduced faith to me right at that moment. And I don't blame them because the bottom line is it was my decision and mine alone. But neither did anyone ask me, and I didn't ask myself, am I prepared to live with the decision I had made? That's huge. That is huge because no matter what decisions you choose in life, you're going to have to live with them. And so that should be a part of the decision making process. Can you live with a decision that you make. Nobody prepared me for the psychological impact of my decision. And so here I am now because there are some things in life that cannot be undone. This was one of them. I'm not denying the power of God. I'm not denying the miracle working power of God. I understand all that. That's a sermon for another day. I'm just keeping it real today. So that's my connection with my foundation, that pain of regret. So I know in knowing so many people who are parents and grandparents, their greatest accomplishments, to hear them tell it, is their children and their grandchildren. That's their greatest accomplishment. That's their legacy. Well, my foundation is my legacy. I cry over it. I fight for it. I stay up all night with it. I nurse it back to health. I do what I have to do for my foundation because this is my legacy. This is my baby. Means everything to me. You know why? Because I discovered out of everything that I've done in my life, everything, and I'm working on a doctorate, happy about that. Everything that I've accomplished in my life was great and has been great. But there's nothing like finding your true calling.